Hello and welcome to the UkeStuff channel. Today we're going to take a look at how to play along with the ukulele play-alongs of Christmas, Baby Please Come Home, the 1963 version by Darlene Love. So first we'll look at the chords that you need for GCEA ukulele, both in the keys of F and D. Then second we'll look at the chords that you need in the key of D for baritone DGBE ukulele. And then finally we'll take a look at some strumming for the song. And also want to remind you that the chord sheets or the chord charts, or what a lot of people call tabs, are available at ukestuff.info, who's collaborating with this channel. For GCEA ukuleles, today I'll be playing on my Lanakai LU21 soprano ukulele. Now, they don't make this model anymore, and to put it into perspective, a while ago there was no Kala ukulele, which is now probably the largest company on the planet distributing ukuleles. And the current owner of Kala ukuleles, the owner and president, Mike Upton, was the product manager for Lanakai that was owned by Horner, which is also a very large company at the time. So this product was most likely influenced by Mike Upton, who then later started his own company. So there are a lot of these around. You can find them used. They're kind of nice little ukuleles. They have a thin top, they've got nice binding on the side, and they'd be comparable or right above the entry-level Kala models like the KA15s that you can buy. So that's what I'll be using for GCEA chords today. Now, the original song is in E flat, and that's a really tough key on ukulele. You can do it, but for most players, it's just out of the comfort zone. So we have two choices. We can either go up a full step to the key of F or down a half step to the key of D. And on GCEA ukulele, I'm giving you the choice of either or. Now, no matter which way you go, you have a bar chord or a partial bar chord to contend with, so just keep that in mind. So let's take a look at the key of F first on GCEA ukulele. So first you have the F chord, then the A minor chord, then your partial bar chord. Now again, don't be afraid of this. Basically, if you are holding your ukulele and wedging it there, sort of holding it there, cradling it with your right arm, pending that you're right-handed, then you can reach against these last two strings on the first fret, strings 1 and 2, pulling it against yourself, and then just balance yourself with your thumb. Just pinch a little bit. That should give you a clean sound there, and then you can add the other two fingers. And the B flat shouldn't be so hard to play if you're able to pull it against yourself and just support yourself with the thumb. Then there's the C7 chord, and then finally the D minor chord. And those are the chords that you use in the key of F. Now in the key of D, I recommend playing D most of the time for me, but in this case in particular, playing the D with the first finger on the very top of the third string, second fret, and then putting finger 2 on the fourth string, second fret, and then finger 3 on the second string, second fret. You're making an upside down V shape. And not only does that give you room to get all your fingers in there, but then when you want to go to the next chord, which is the F sharp minor, this first finger just slides up and the other two stay there, or vice versa. If you're on F sharp minor, you can bring it up to D very quickly. It's also good when you want to change to A or A7. So that is my recommended fingering position for D on this song. Then, as I just talked about, you have your F sharp minor, a very easy change if you do it that way. Then your G chord, the A7, and then really the one challenge for players would be the bar chord. And just like I was talking about with the key of F, if you use your finger and are holding the ukulele correctly, you can pull the strings in the ukulele towards you, which covers part of the problem. Then you just support with your thumb in the back. You don't even need it to get a clear sound, but it helps. And then you reach over. I generally use my third finger on the fourth string, fourth fret, and that's where you get your B minor chord. And those are the 5 chords that you need for this song in the key of D on GCEA ukulele. For baritone DGBE ukulele, I'll be playing my mainland baritone. It is a cedar top, rosewood back and sides, and it's my only baritone, so that's why you see it in most of my videos. On baritone ukulele, in the key of D, you play your D chord, then a bar chord. So you want to cover all 4 strings above the 2nd fret, just above it, and pull the ukulele against yourself. That should give you enough force to let the strings ring, and then you can add your thumb to support it, make it easier. Then you're going to use your 3rd finger on the 4th string, 4th fret, to make the F sharp minor chord. The next chord is the G chord, then another bar chord on that 2nd fret, but instead of reaching over with your 3rd finger, just put the 2nd finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret, and that's your A7 chord. And then finally your B minor chord, and there's a couple ways to play that. You can play it by putting finger 3 on string 4 and finger 4 on string 3. You can try to cover both with 1 finger, or you can just leave the 4th string open. Any one of those are still a B minor chord, and those are the chords you need to play the song on baritone DGBE ukulele in the key of D. So as for strumming, I'm going to show you what I do and what I hear. Now for the record, Darlene Love and Phil Spector did not have ukulele in this song, so therefore you are free to do what works for you, and in fact that's always true. One of the great things about ukulele is that it's about what works for you. In fact, I was using a slogan early on with this UkeStuff channel about ukulele, it's all about you. And I eventually felt like, nah, I don't need to say that anymore, but it's totally true. So as I make these suggestions, it is totally up to you on what you want to do. But here is what I do. On each one of these chords, what I find myself doing, and I'm following in the key of D right now, so that baritone can play along as well, I go down, down, up, down, down, up, and then another down in a second. So the first part is down, down, up, down, down, up. And then I play the island strum, which is down, down, up, down, up. So all together, each chord gets this. Now, the only other thing that I would add there is that you have the freedom and the potential, and every time that you see that A7 or that final dominant 7th and the key of F, it'd be the C7, you have the freedom then to do one other thing, because you'll hear that you get that whole sequence in triplets. Triple and 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 there's 8 of them. So if you want to, you can make that final A7 a triplet strum. And there are a number of ways to do triplet strums. I'm just going to show you one of them that generally I use most of the time. I go down, up, down, up, down. So slowly it's finger down, thumb up, finger up. And it's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and 8 and a. And that takes some practice. When you start doing it at first, your hand will go all over the place. But it's just simply down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then you can speed up as you need to. There are other ways you can do it too. There are simply go down, down, up, down, up. But I kind of like the feeling that you get when you get the down, up, down. It brings that natural stress of the downbeat to each beat. So that's kind of the way that I kind of fall into it. So if you take both of those ideas and squish them together, this is what you get. You get that strumming pattern, and then instead of that strumming pattern on the A7 chord, you add the triplet to it. So here's what it kind of sounds like. A 1, 2, 3, 4. To the D again, and whatever part of that sequence that you're going to use. And quite honestly, that will work for the entire song, and you can have fun with it. If you don't like the triplet at the end, you can just keep playing quarter notes And in fact, the whole time you can play quarter notes if you want to. Again, it's what works for you with the play along. It's a great song. Mariah Carey covered it. Michael Bublé has covered it. A whole bunch of people have covered it. Death Cab for Cutie covered it. So enjoy it. This is the original 1963 version by Darlene Love as part of that Phil Spector's Christmas album. So I hope you enjoy it. Hey, I hope you're having a great holiday, because I assume that when you're watching this video, it's the holiday season. I wish you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we'll catch you next time.